Hello there, my name's Priskis and welcome to Build Breakdown. Today's build is one that I've been needing to build for quite a while now. So we're finally doing it and it's finally going to be a pain off my butt. I went ahead and made this concept art and as you can see, it is going to be a bunch of different farms built into one build. We're going to be doing a moss farm, bamboo, mud farm, vines, all sorts of stuff. So I've gone ahead and taken the concept art, I actually mirrored it, and I made a layout here in the homeworld. It's going to have a few different redstone farms, but most of this is actually going to be manual farms. But I've got all of the corners and most of the openings laid out here, and each of these magenta wool parts is where some of the redstone farms need to be. However, before we can do material gathering, we actually have to go ahead and build the mud farm, because this build is going to take a lot of mud. So let's get the mud farm put into place and then we can start the material gathering. Okay, we got most of our materials here together. Got a whole bunch of dark prismarine, warped stairs, random bits, bunch of mud, bunch more mud, and bunch of jungle. I even had to go and make a whole wheat farm just for all this mud. But now we can actually get started on building. And there we go. Oh, she is all done. I'm so happy with how well this turned out. Okay, let me walk you through this real quick. I really wanted to experiment with both a palette and a design style that I have not used before. So I drew a bunch of inspiration from Gothic architecture with this one, specifically on the detailing like around the windows and doors and such, and all the slight points at the tops of the arches and windows. The overall layout was inspired by like a Greek Roman revival style, but specifically the courtyard and these arcades going around it. The arcades being these big open windows. It'd help if I go through the stairs. These big open windows that just look out on the courtyard here, typically without glass, but they can have glass in it. But speaking of glass, this is something that I'm really happy and excited that I figured out how to do this, y'all. I want to show this off real quick. I figured out that brown glass hides perfectly from a distance on mud bricks and like the packed mud and such, and it goes really well with the granite as well. So I used a whole bunch of walls for the detailing, and I used glass panes to connect all the walls to give like this deeper effect. Like here, I've got an example set up over here. So looking at this corner, you've got just flat wall going in here. You got a little bit of the main blocks poking through and then more wall. So you just got a couple of edges coming in with the corners sticking out. But over here, we have the glass in this corner here, and it connects to the walls and gives this extra little depth to them. And I really like that extra effect that it gives in there. So if we come in and actually, I'm also missing right here. See, it just brings it all in together and gives so much better depth to the whole build. But I love how well that turned out. You can see it also on other walls all throughout the place, like here in a doorway. It's not that noticeable of an effect, but comparing the two, the one on the right not having the glass, the one on the left having it, you can tell that there's just kind of something missing from this one. So just having that glass in all the corners just really, it's that little je ne sais quoi, just that little extra touch. All right, so let me walk you through this whole build. The main tower here. This, oh, this one was so much fun to do, specifically because this is where I figured out how to do all the glass and the walls and such. So the way it just came together really worked well on all the corner shapes. So we've got up there a whole bunch of vines and glowberries growing. So this is our vine glowberry farm. Down this corridor, we've got all of our big flowers, glow lichen, and some sea pickles, just for like random bone mealing whenever. But speaking of bone mealing, right here, oh, I didn't even show the start of the farm, but just know this is the end of the bone meal farm. We've got like a whole storage area over here. I will show off where the bone meal comes from in a little bit. Down this main corridor, like if you're entering through this big entrance here, down here, we have the mud farm. This is a clay farm design by Jax from Jackson Wild, link in the description below. I added this little light because I kept running into the problem of not knowing when it hit the end. So that dings whenever there is a block right here. Ta-da! See, I know basic redstone. I can add a few things here and there. We'll come back to the other redstone back here in a little bit. But off the back here, there's not really much. It's just the other side of the mud farm and the back. Hey, at least they built the back, okay? Even though there's not much going on, at least there is a back. So down this hallway here, the main hallway, we've got a nice view into the bamboo farm. Oh, goodness. I haven't actually looked through those windows before to actually see the bamboo growing, and that looks so much cooler than I was expecting it to. I really, really like that. And then off down this hallway, we've got literally nothing. There's nothing here. It's just a hallway to look cool. But we do have over here our I was about to call this the bamboo farm. That is not what this is. This is the moss farm. Ooh, okay, well, we got a lot of moss very quickly. Boop. But this is the moss farm. This is by Basic Redstone. Link to that video in the description as well. I added a few modifications to this, specifically an item sorter, just to get the moss blocks out, and then a whole bunch of like special hopper lines under this farm, leading from it to the storage area I showed off earlier in that direction. We have this entire hopper line just snaking its way through. See, we got the storage room right there. You saw the chest with the little hoppers on the side of it? That's what that chest is right there. This is the top of the hopper chain here. I built a little redstone elevator. I followed a tutorial by Kmon. Link in the description for that as well. Yeah, I don't make most of my own redstone, okay, y'all? I'm not redstone savvy. I'm also not word savvy, apparently. Anyway, yeah, so we have the top of the hopper line there. It runs all the way back into that. But yeah, that's our farm. It's not a clever name for it, but it's kind of representative of what it is. It's just a farm full of farms. I'm really, really happy with how well this turned out. I have spent too long in the creative world trying to figure out how to get this looking okay, and it turned out better than I was expecting it to. That's the main reason why I ended up reversing it from the concept art, as you see here, because I just spent too long staring at it from one view, that I knew I needed to somehow change it in order to make me actually want to build this thing. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us today. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time, and thanks for watching.